Get that energy going for Max Delsohn!
Hi Tacoma, how's it going? Oh, cool. My name is Max Delsohn and I'm a transgender person. Do we do okay with that, Tacoma? How does that? Okay. That's cool. Sometimes people are like, ooh, is this a TED Talk? What have I just walked into? Went to the wrong thing. For those wondering what version of trans I am a transgender man, which means I'm a dude with a V. I'm often mistaken for a dude with a P because I take something called testosterone, which for those who aren't familiar is the hormone responsible for the Fast and the Furious franchise. And when I started testosterone, I felt prompted to start using the men's restroom. A lot of trans guys are really excited to start using the men's restroom. They find it very gender affirming or whatever. But I was personally clinging to the women's restroom for dear life, folks. I don't know if you ever visited a public men's restroom facility. It's extremely fucked up in there, you guys. It's loud, it's dirty, smells bad. You never see a couch in the men's restroom. Which continues to irk me. It's like, do men not lounge? I like a soft place to reflect in the middle of my busy day. Just like anybody else. What are the men doing? Hunting ox? Cyberbullying? That's another thing. When I started testosterone, my sexuality changed a little bit. That happens sometimes. Before testosterone, I'd only been attracted to women, really. But now I have the distinct pleasure of being attracted to men, which I feel they should really list as one of testosterone's potential adverse side effects. Small detail, you know? Just slip it in there between hair loss and osteoporosis. How hard is that? So I've been on the Grindr, been grinding away. You guys know about Grindr? It's a gay men's dating app. People like to talk to me on there. They got lots of things that they like to say. I decided to change my username on Grindr to Magic Mushroom, because every guy who wants to eat me describes himself as open-minded. I know, that one's hard for people. That one's hard. Oh. I genuinely liking men, as I now do. It's what I imagine it's like to be a cat person, you know? Because you just love this thing that's always kind of distracted, selfish, doesn't answer when you call, you know? But it's who you are, right? To love this difficult animal, so we keep a little raw turkey in the fridge and hope he comes around. That's what I do, personally. Y'all are fun. Before I came out as trans, I was out as a lesbian, and I was trying to date straight girls a lot, which any lesbian will tell you is a strong home remedy if you're looking for a cure to being happy. They love that DIY shit over there. I used to hang out with this one straight girl a lot back in the day, and one time she said to me, I wish that you were a boy so that you could be my boyfriend, which is genius. Obviously. And then we kind of lost touch, as you do, but I recently found out that she's moved to Seattle, where I live, so I've started to carry a single stem red rose and an engagement ring with me at all times, you know? You gotta be ready to propose. I mean, talk about grand gestures. I changed my gender for you. See this uneven hairline, this shitty beard? It's permanent. Like our love could be. It's nice of y'all to laugh at that joke. My wife thinks I should stop telling it, but... I got married very recently, a few months ago. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it's cool. I am a transgender masculine person, and my wife is a queer femme person. But legally speaking, our marriage is actually straight. Because the law clearly states that when you and your partner are the same exact amount of gay, it just cancel each other out. If you read the fine print there, that's what it says. I hope that's relatable. I sense that there might be some straight people in the audience tonight. Are there, show of hands, straight people? Okay, well that's all right, that's all right. I'll just count how many of you tell me I'm brave after the show. I get that a lot. I get people telling me I'm brave. I don't feel like you should tell me specifically that I'm brave, because I have a pretty cushy setup in terms of the trans experience, right? You know, I'm like a white person, I'm a dude. Like I did, you know, transition, I did change my body, and now I can fit in seamlessly at an Amazon staff party. That's not fucking radical, you guys. I think that's J. Crew is what they call that, actually. I used to tell the straight people in my life what my pronouns were. A lot of trans people like to do that. We have our buttons, or we post a Facebook status, hold a summit, whatever the era requires of us. But I'm against that now. I actively conceal my pronouns from straight people. Because I found that once you tell a straight person your pronouns, they've got them locked into their head and they're using them correctly and all that, they're gonna try to become your friend. And it's nothing personal to you guys. But I don't need any more straight friends, okay? I'm stuffed to the gills at 2. I have one straight friend. She's my grandmother. And she's just really persistent about wanting to hang out. You know about these things go. And my grandma, she's such a sweet lady, you know? Like, she's 95 years old, Jewish woman in her little corner of Chicago. Every year on my birthday, she sends me a check for $15. You know, for my nest egg, right? And I recently came out as trans to my grandma, because for the last 3 years, she's just known to be her straight cisgender granddaughter named Emma with a permanent case of bronchitis and an edgy haircut. But, you know, I decided I would come out as trans to grandma. I started small, though. I was like, I'm just gonna tell her that I'm legally changing my name from Emma to Max. So I tell her, and she immediately goes, oh, you can't change your name to Max. And I was like, okay. I knew this was coming. Why not, Grandma? She goes, Max Delsohn? It's too Jewish. It's like too Jewish for what, the rapture? What kind of weird shit you got into in your old age, Grandma? That's the other thing. I was thinking about it. Like, my grandma can't imagine a world in which somebody looks at me and can tell that I'm Jewish, right? Because it's like stereotypes are a thing. Somebody might see me, a 5'6" man covered in hair and frowning, heading into the bank to cash my $15 checks. I feel like that's not Irish Catholic for anyone, you know? All right, you've been a great audience. I've been Max Delsohn.